here. I guess I'll leave my Twitter open over here. I guess I'll let my coworkers know, but I should not open that I'm Slack on stream. Let's see. Let's make sure that I have the right time. It is Thursday, September 10th at 9 a.m. Okay. Okay, let's see. It's Jen is following me. I have music playing, but I feel like I might not be able to leave it playing. So I get really distracted by it. There are no bugs in WordPress. 0 bugs. I like that you remember that, because that was several years ago that I claimed that I just closed every bug in track. So WordPress has no bugs anymore. Are they going to start this bug scrub? I hope they're not expecting me to run it. Maybe ticket scrub, track scrub, our favorite piece of software. I'm going to pause my music. I'm getting really distracted by it. But you can see what I'm listening to, I guess, up here in my toolbar. Track, my favorite. Oh my god. Okay. How do I stop my music? Over here. Okay. Let's see. What do I have on my screen while I'm waiting for them to start bug scrub? This is make.wordpress.org/core, and I currently have this bug scrub post open just to make sure that I'm here at the right time. Yeah. 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. UTC -6. That's where I am. Okay. So we'll see what they want to scrub through. Maybe 5-6 stuff. I don't think it'll be old tickets, but we'll see. And then we have our favorite thing, track. So this is core.track.wordpress.org, and I'm going to refresh it because I opened this yesterday. Oh, here we go. Roll call. Who's here? I'm also streaming myself. Self-promotion. Feels wrong. Okay. Got it. So let's see. So this is a report. What does my stream even look like with these little chat boxes? Oh, that's cool. I have no idea if that's legible. Probably not. I should work on that later. So we have this report. I'm going to let everybody kind of go through. This is the WordPress Slack. So I'm in the core channel. Hopefully nobody will DM me anything that shouldn't be seen. I don't think anybody does that to me in the WordPress Slack. So we're in the core channel, which is where today's bug scrub is going to be held because it's generally for core and the 5.6 release. And try to keep communications about actual tickets in here. This stream is really just me talking through what I'm thinking about, and maybe having a venue for people to, I don't know, tell me about things. Do I need to add everyone? Oh no. I have too many WordPress Slack privileges. I think I'm one of the owners. I should should probably not tell people that, but you can see that. So I'm one of the owners of the WordPress Select, so I have to not do things that that abuse my privileges. Okay, so we're still early in the release cycle. We're focusing on early tickets. So that's a keyword we use in Track to say that this is something that should land, should be committed early in the release cycle, sometimes because it's a bunch of changes that need to happen early so we can see the fallout, or so that we can refresh other patches, or just because it's something really small that, you know, could almost have gone in the last release, except that we're pretty good about, you know, respecting beta and release candidate and that sort of thing. Okay, so here's starting with these tickets. And so what we do is for each bug scrub, we pick a report that we're going to work through. This is where Track actually really shines, is generating reports. Hello. And yeah, that's something that I find really lacking in a lot of other popular tools that I will not name. But this is what we're going to look through today. Apparently there are only 5, and whoever's driving, I guess, the bug scrub gives us the Track ticket number. We have this little Slack integration that expands some details about it. And then we kind of go through. So 4351. Let's see. Term post recount scale poorly or common, difficult to avoid. Why? One way to start my morning. Asking Jake, why is Jake Spurlock, what to do about this? Okay, I have no idea what this is about, so let's see. Post status transition, we recalculate post counts for each term. Oh, this is very unpleasant. Oh, geez. Okay, so this is explaining what's going on. And then what do we currently provide? This is a really well-written ticket. Who opened this? Matt O'Perry. I don't know what they do, but so this is a really good example of a good ticket, something that somebody put a lot of effort into. And so I try to give very liberal, what we call props in WordPress when I make commits, just to give credit to anybody who's helped move the thing forward, right, to make the release better. So putting your time into writing a ticket is, in my opinion, and I think, amongst the committers in WordPress core, we all agree, putting that kind of effort into creating a ticket that clearly explains the problem, helps us, reproduce it, follow through on it, is also helping us move things forward, right? So I also give props to people for their tickets. We have a failing test. Okay, so there's a pull request here. Is it an actual pull request? Okay, so I can kind of explain this, at least sort of understand what's going on. So in Track, which, whether it was Subversion or Git, I think we would have it set up the same way, but you upload diff or patch files, and that's generated on your command line using like svn diff or git diff. Git diff, you have to add another flag, but you upload those files to the ticket. But another thing that we have now is that you can attach pull requests to a Track ticket. And this will show you some things from their status API. They're moving on in the bug script, but whatever, we'll get there. I don't want to talk about this jQuery thing right now. So, cool. So Peter's given us some data about CPU usage, showing the room for improvement. So this is current. Oh my god, I scrolled too far. This must be the current impact. A lot of auto drafts. Oh my gosh. There's a plugin for this. Good night. Okay, so I see. So this is porting the plugin into core. This is John saying he's willing to shepherd this for 5.6. I'm just trying to get some history. Okay, so hopefully Peter will be able to continue working on this, and we'll just keep it in there, and then hopefully by next week we'll be able to have a decision made and hopefully be able to commit it. We'll see. Okay, let's see what they've moved on to. Update jQuery step 2. Oh no, this ticket was mentioned in Slack by me. Do we use any jQuery 3.x features? I very seriously doubt that we do. Okay, so we're talking 5.7, so not this release. Okay, yeah, whatever. We have several scripts that are not compatible without using jQuery migrate. So that's going to need a lot of consideration because we don't enqueue jQuery migrate by default anymore. It's registered but not enqueued, I think is where we've landed. So that is definitely a big thing. I don't know what's actionable. This ticket for 5.6. Okay, here's our roadmap. This is from Andrew. Okay, I see. So there's a test jQuery updates plugin that people can use to test things. So that'd be super helpful if people try the latest jQuery and find, I don't know, list table zebra striping to be broken because that whole thing is terrible. WP list tables JavaScript. I think I've watched at least 3 people attempt to rewrite it, and it has not gone well for them, including me. Let's see. We had to update code. We had to do a lot of what I would call developer relations. Yeah, no new info. I don't know what people are supposed to do there. Admin sidebar text length issue. Let's close these. Hello, team. Aw, that's so nice. Okay. Oh, my goodness. That is quite a city name. Okay. Okay, who's just commented? I'll scroll all the way down. Okay, so marking for commit. Okay. Should I commit after scrub? So maybe we can use this ticket as something, something to show how commits work, like what I do for testing and committing, like final review and committing after we finish scrub. Cool, so I will shove this over here and close this tab. While they're queuing up the next one, let's see what this patch is. I think this is the latest one. Word break word, padding. Okay, hopefully, oh, look at all these screenshots of tests. This is super helpful. So for people who are curious, like how you can help on track, doing stuff like this, just testing a patch and taking a bunch of screenshots is incredibly helpful because it's tedious and, and like with more eyes, like we think of cases that somebody else may not have thought of. So this is super helpful right here. These screenshots. Yeah, so that helps me decide that it's probably a good idea to just go ahead and commit it. So we'll work through that in a bit. Okay, so we went through all of these. This probably should not be marked early. Let's go look at these PHP tickets. PHP unit 8 export. Going to cry. Lots of backwards compatibility breaks. Our methods compatible, cause fatal errors. Oh my goodness. Friendly messages 20 months ago. Oh my god. Tells you how long it takes for us to get these done. But in a good way. Okay, so there are PRs for this. That's interesting. Let's see, Travis says this is failing. One thing that I need to get done in the near future is transitioning some stuff off of Travis. It says we have consensus on the approach. Okay, so what's the consensus? Ah. Standardizes. Void. What is this pull request? Hopefully Sergey, who's typing, knows what to do next. I don't know. I'm the technical lead for this release, but I have not been driving this effort at all. So I really, as the technical lead, it is really important for me to know when like it's not my expertise, and who should I rely on and who should I ask for their opinions, for their gut checks, let them make decisions, right? So as technical lead, I would say it's really on me to like make sure people don't get stuck and to coordinate between things. As the lead developer, which is a separate role that I have held for several years, that's where, people can consult me if they're having a hard time making a decision, or if we need, maybe some historical perspective on things, or for me to take a look at something that is specifically within my areas of expertise, because each of us has something different. I don't think it's reasonable to expect any one person to know every single thing about WordPress, the software, and also be able to be an expert in all of it. So, we each have different areas that we're better in. So for this, I rely a lot on Juliet, JRF, you see here. She's really the one who's driven so much of this PHP community work. So the PHP CS, the coding standards, and now this testing stuff and bumping the minimum required version of PHP. There's a lot of work done here by a lot of people, but I really want to call out Juliet, who I met at PHP World, again, several years ago. She's really just wonderful and does amazing work. So, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with this PR. Need a review. Less relevant now that this is addressed. What happened here? Okay, so we run PHP 8 separately. Solve this. Oh my goodness. Okay. I trust them. So we have test for PHP 8 running with PHP 8, so not excellent. Jeez. Not pretty. Some failures. Does a job. Okay. Yeah. Yikes. Again, I'm just trusting people who know more about this specifically that they're making the right decisions, and they've very obviously put a ton of thought into this. Because on the surface, it's like, God, I can't believe, this is really what we're doing. But it is what we're doing. So, see what happens. If you hear other voices sometimes, it's because my children are at home right now. So, yeah, I'm sure Smash Bergman, who runs the PHP unit project, is gonna find out about this and be like, are you serious? But anyway, yeah, we'll move on. That sounds good. I don't know what's going on. What else is there? There are only 5 tickets. I really thought there would be more. I guess this last one's probably a huge thing. Several PHP 8 adjacent tickets. Walk through them together, like last week. I was not there last week because I went on vacation for once, so I don't know what they're talking about, and I didn't read it. But trust them to know what they're talking about. Again. Gosh, this is really, 38266, October 8th, 2016. Classic PHP. It's assert equals on a falsy value. Times. Oh, interesting. I don't think I knew that. I never really thought about that in the test. Assert same instead of assert equals. Good night. Okay. John wrote a whole package to do this. Even more important, PHP 8. Ooh, okay. First pass already committed. Okay, so Sergey says comment 19 has what's left. This is something else that, I don't know, I guess I should pay closer attention to stuff like GitHub sometimes, but like this is so much easier to understand. Like I'm looking for comment number 19. And that's, I don't know. I don't know if it's just that I've been in track for so long. I mean, I haven't been in track for a while now, but these are the kinds of things that are just like so much more human understandable. And this just makes it so much easier for me to be like, okay, I see in his link here, I don't have to click on the link. I just know he's talking about comment 19 and I can just scroll to it. It's not that hard. That also means that interlinking is a lot easier. So we like track interlinks. Okay. Wow. 8378 matches now at 572. Delta comparison. Jeez. Okay. Okay. Cool. So we'll just let Sergey. This is a Sergey continues to be amazing. Has a lot more fortitude than me. So he's just continuing to drive this, and this is great. Let's see. I have my Twitter open. Oh, I don't know if I'm recording this. I guess I should have done that. Is my computer gonna have a meltdown if I hit record? I don't Whatever. I'm supposed to be doing this regularly. Are the few bugs noted in the ticket or others? I don't see anything specifically calling them out. Okay, I'll let them talk through this. What else is in here? Tab error value requires annotations for PHP unit tests. My goodness, I don't know anything about this annotation. Certain built-in functions encounter unexpected values. I'm getting ahead of the scrub, that's fine. This way I can actually read it. Wow. Another really nicely detailed ticket. Oh boy. Oh, okay, so you can add an annotation to prevent it from running the test. So that's very WordPress. They just skip the test if we don't know why it's failing. And then the GD extension for images. Let's see. Okay, yes, this makes sense. You should not fail the test just because it doesn't have the extension. Although I don't know, what does it mean? PHP GD extension. Are they doing something different? I don't know. Or are we just talking about? Just talking about if it's not there. There's a bundled GD library. I don't understand why. Are they doing this in a PR? No. Okay, I'll just let them run with it. I don't know what this is about. It's open in a different window. Okay, so I don't know who this is. I want to know. So this is what I do sometimes. I just want to know who somebody is. Being creepy and stalking people. But this way I can recognize people who come back around as well, because sometimes you know, try to be good about not, you know, ignoring people just because we don't recognize them, although that's sort of like human nature, I guess. But it's nice to be able to recognize people who show up over and over again, and be able to give them credit and you know, maybe give them some stretch goals to like run something, drive something, right, and see what they do with it. So yeah, so recognize this person from doing this work. This needs a patch. It says so. So we have a bunch of keywords here. Maybe this is a good time to explain some stuff about track. So our track setup, we have the ticket number, the status of it. So this is something that's newly been opened. This is more confusing until you see the other things. And then what type. So we have defect or bug here, even though WordPress is bug free. And then you can also have an enhancement, a feature request, and a task. So a task is when we're saying like we're definitely like this is something we're planning on doing for this release, and it's, they call it like blessed. You can start a ticket, which adds it to like you can basically, you can watch it, and then you can also have a report of all the tickets that you're watching. Hashtag blessed. Okay. So, to be honest, like, I don't totally know what's going on with all this PHP stuff, but oh, cool. Let me see what this person has on there. Travis. Couldn't find it. Purged, probably, because this was open 5 months ago. Okay, this is the other one that I had open already. So hopefully somebody will make a patch or a pull request at some point. So here, this gives you instructions. To link a pull request to this ticket, create a new pull request in the WordPress GitHub mirror, and include this ticket's URL in the description. The URL, not just the number. Let me see. I haven't done this myself. Okay. No, but this connected it to the 4351. Yeah, this is linked. So maybe you only need the number? I don't know if you need the full URL. Okay, so this says latest comment. Oh my goodness. Okay, it needs a refresh. Okay. So, okay. More correct information I get from Juliet. This is a masterclass of gentle corrections. It's worth reading. Gosh, look at this comment. Put so much effort into this. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it needs a refresh to correct some incorrect assumptions that were made when originally creating it. So a big thank you to Juliet. And again, that's a masterclass in gentle correction, because look at that. So a lot of detailed information and cases here. So that's really great to see. And this one is, yeah, that's what I thought. This one's a huge ticket. Using this ticket as an epic, great. Cheer. Goodness. Yeah, so there's not a concept of like nested tickets, right? Most trackers do not have this. Like GitHub doesn't do this either. So you just, all you can do is like make a list in your ticket description and edit it when you're, when something is done, just so that everybody has one place to refer to. I've tried Fabricator in the past, which is super powerful and seems really cool on the surface, but it's like every time you use it, I don't know if it just like doesn't work with the way that I think about things, or I'm not using it for anything serious. I was just trying it out. So because I don't live in it, I don't get used to it. But it has nested, it has like ticket dependencies, whatever they're called in Fabricator. I don't remember if they're tickets or not. But they have like dependencies between objects, and they graph them in a visual way, or they did the last time that I looked at it. And so you get this, you get like aggressive nesting of tickets and that sort of thing. And you get a visual graph that ends up looking like a Git graph, and it seems unpleasant to me, to be honest. But again, if you live in a tool all the time, you get used to it. So lots of critiques are with only shallow usage, right? Or we're just like not used to something. Okay, so adding menus route. Oh no, REST API. There is no menus route to REST API. God. Menu locations, menus, menu items. This is 3 years ago, first draft implementation. Okay, so let's go all the way down. I hate that, like, when you go all the way down. I don't know. Is there like a jump to latest comment? I don't know. You still need the dev feedback keyword. Oh, look at that PR bot. Somebody commented on the pull request, and that's brought back over. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I guess the question is, are we doing the navigation screen and navigation block in 5.6? Handling it in the Gutenberg repo. Okay. Cool. Okay, so while they're talking about that, this is something that also does not currently exist in another popular tracker tool. So I can put newest. So this is change history, right? It's not just comments. It's all the changes involved with the ticket. So you get comments, right? But you also see like when attachments were edited, right? So like, you know, when new patches were uploaded, which would be the equivalent, I guess, of pushing to your PR branch. Slack mentions, right? And they're unhighlighted, which is good. Viewing logs. Attachment uploads do not trigger emails. So this is something that's different, right? Like even thinking of it as the equivalent of pushing to a PR branch, you don't get an email notification saying that, you know, the diff has been updated, because they may not be related, right? You can have like different diffs going on, different approaches going on in one ticket. And so we ask that people explain their diffs. And I actually, to be honest, I prefer this. So I do like seeing, you know, the more atomic commits on people's branches sometimes. But I think one thing that gets missing sometimes is like people just assume that, okay, I've updated my PR branch, you should review it again, right? But what I want is for people to be deliberate about explaining like what's changed since the last time they asked for a review on it. You know, what they see is happening, giving me another overview, refreshing my memory, because I frankly probably don't remember what happened last time. So this is what I like to see very, very much from Kelly, somebody else who is amazing. And yeah, so this is the type of comment I like to see related to an attachment, right? So this, she's saying, you know, this new diff builds on Ellen's earlier patch, what she did see, you know, what the that new endpoints, the previous endpoints, what else you can do, noting that these two are the same file re-uploaded to get the .3. So that was also nice. Oh no, I don't want to look at that. But yeah, so we have that, and then you have filtering. So okay, so they're saying they're working on this. What is this? Session endpoint. Where? Oh no. The scripts handler. Oh wow, okay. Started the block directory inserter. Oh, embed. What does that mean? My goodness. Okay. So they're still working on it in the REST API team. Going back to this, so we can filter what's being shown here. So we can show the newest changes first. We can show only commits and attachments, right? So this is really like a radio, I guess. But so if I want to only show commits and attachments, this doesn't have any commits, but this gives me an idea of the progression of work related to this. So I guess this would be like if you went through the history of a pull request. However, once pull request is closed, it's closed, right? So you have to open a new one to do further work. And sometimes we have multiple commits related to one ticket. So that's where this really shines. You can really see the commits. There, you get the full commit message. Let me open one that has, I think this has had commits, right? So if I only show commits and attachments here, this doesn't show any attachments because they're all here under pull requests. But you can see this here. You see the commit. So you get the commit number, which in Subversion is sequential. Another thing that is lovely about Subversion, but you end up not needing a git because you have bisect. You see 46149. So this didn't close it, right? We're just saying this references this thing. So you can see the history of all the commits. So. And that helps you understand like when work was done, because that's very easily lost in the stream of things. So I happen to like that. I don't know if that's a Trek thing. I think that may actually be a custom thing that we do, because this is obviously just JavaScript hiding stuff probably with the CSS class. So oh boy. Okay, bulk operation support to the REST API. Another tracking issue for a corresponding Gutenberg project. Feedback, very much welcome. Appreciated on the PR. So it's a Gutenberg PR. Oh, wow. So we connect. Oh, no. Okay, no. Experimental batch. What is this? Bulk operations on REST endpoints. Did this cause a fight about what REST endpoints are supposed to do? Everybody's favorite thing to fight about. Shocked there's no message about why don't you use GraphQL. That's probably in the comments. Okay. Yes. Timothy B. Jacobs, who I think is watching this, waved earlier. Yes, you are killing it. You are doing great work. Hi, Jonathan. Okay, moving on to auto update. Big 5.6 thing. Okay, I have to close these tabs. I don't know. Okay, so here we're talking about another channel that we have, core auto updates. I haven't joined this channel. It's too much noise for me. Again, as a technical lead, I trust people to run their meetings, run their components, and let me know if they're stuck or need something. And then I keep an overview of what all is going in and make sure that it all ties together and there are no historic things that we should know about. Oh boy, I don't know that I want to read that right now. It's not that I won't ever read it, I just don't want to read it right this second. Okay, I don't want to read this channel right now. Are there things that we need to land early for auto updates? I don't know. I want to do this. Is it? We're still on master. Get up. Yes, we do. Okay, so I will put the eyes, let them know I'm looking. Discoverability of plugin and themes, auto updates. New auto updates features are very useful, it's not easy to discover. Do we have screenshots? We don't use that toggle thing anymore, right? Oh. Do Do we still use that pattern anywhere? Let's see. Edit. I thought we didn't use that toggle anywhere anymore. Oh no, we do. Okay. So there's still a toggle. I secretly super hate the full screen mode. Okay. But I think that's really just because I have to navigate around all the time to do what I'm doing. Discoverability. Okay, a request for screenshots of current state on the tickets. I can leave that as a comment on the ticket as well. I'm going to say thanks for your exploration too. One request. Let me somebody take a moment and add current screenshots to this ticket as well for reference. Both for now and for the future. And include both one, I don't know, desktop and another view. Okay. Did we ever add this? No. I want Command Enter to submit my comment. I thought that we added that. Annoying. Okay. So sometimes when you're just commenting, it's really scary because it's like, oh God, did I change anything else here? Because you can change other stuff at the same time. Like you can change other things about the ticket and leave a comment, right? Like you could change focuses and whatever. And sometimes I just want to like enter my comment and submit it. And I really thought that that worked. Anyway, so then you submit changes and it's like, oh God, did I make another change or not? You know, or am I just leaving a comment? That's something that, let's see, on MetaTrack, view tickets, my tickets, no, this is what I don't know. Yeah, toggle UI is not my favorite thing. It's confusing sometimes, this thing, and like sometimes when it's like I don't know if it's on or off. And I remember initially this had like a circle and like a line to say that it was on or something, and I don't know what happened to that. I don't know. I think some of it is like, oh, you can just toggle it on and off and see what happens. You know, it's like not destructive, but also like I don't know. It's hard to tell. And like, and if I couldn't see the blue, like would I know that they're different unless I clicked it back and forth to see? I'd probably not. Okay, that one's on your test test today. What is this? Yeah, what is left to right? What does one? I don't know. If you've ever lived in a house with like, you know, multiple light switches for the same light, there's no like necessarily one is on and one is off. There's no like universal understanding of that. I don't know. I mean, Gutenberg has a mix. Like some of these use, you know, document like this is not a toggle. This is a checkbox. You know, I don't know. Super great. This one's a low priority. God, I hate these things. Okay. Let's see. They're super do about care about. Like, do people really pay attention to this? Ugh. What this is talking about is when you have updates, it gives you like a count here, or it might even show. I think it shows here, or there's another menu item or something. It's hard for me to remember when it's not showing, but you get like a little red, like notification bubble kind of thing with a number of updates that need to happen. Although this is saying auto update counts, so I don't know what this auto update filters at the top. Plugins. Yeah. Oh, I see. So this count here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. People pay attention to that count. I think it's kind of wacky. Okay, 58.75. Okay, this is changing something in the email, and it has to add it to the response. So I'll just let them roll through it. Introduce a wrapper for the auto update type filter checks. What? Okay, so looking at this change set. One of the things I do like about the numeric, like incrementing change set numbers, is like it can kind of give you a context about like how old of a change we're talking about. Like it's all relative, right? So, but like if I'm referencing change set like 10,000, then you know that happened a long time ago. And so that's something that I do miss sometimes is in Git anyways, like all you get is that hash, right? So with that hash, you get like no context with it. You have to click through and see, or like look in your, in like the Git log to see when it happened. Whereas having this like, these incremental change set numbers can be really nice. Just, again, it's just, having that immediate context and less having to like do research in order to figure out what's going on. So seeing that change set number, it's like, okay, this is like relatively recent. So we're not talking about something that's been broken for ages and ages, right? And so, or something that's been needed for a really long time. That can kind of help also place it in terms of like, how urgent is this thing, right? If this was a change that happened yesterday, I'm saying it's a bug, then probably we should fix it, right? But if I'm saying that this is a bug that's existed since 40,000 change sets ago, not that we shouldn't fix it, but it's probably not super urgent. 9 minutes left, only one more ticket. Oh boy, magic. Yeah, I actually, to be honest, I don't know what this means, mostly because I don't know what these hooks are supposed to do. So, like how people are meant to use them. So I don't really know what the bad usage is, what the good usage is of those hooks. Okay, so image editor does not support streams. Opened 2 months ago. I have never done anything with that, so I don't know what that means. Read image blob. Oh, so we have WP stream. Whose area is this? Is this Joe? Interesting. Is this because of... Oh, I wonder if it's because of... Okay. So you need to look at the GitHub PR instead of that patch. Okay, so Mike Shredder is looking at it previously. Okay, so hopefully Shredder can come back around and let them know. Yeah, we probably should collapse these. For very old versions. Yeah, so you can see like this is 5630 and the previous one's 42663. I don't know how long ago, 3 years ago. So, you know, it's, but we do tend to collapse our tickets together. Okay, cool. Yay, we flew through all these tickets. This is a fair number of tickets that we've gone through. Sometimes we get lost for like 30 minutes talking about how to approach something, which is fine. I mean, that's, you know, Scrub, sometimes we're saying, okay, this is fine, or okay, we need to, you know, here's the next step for this, or here I need to leave a comment. They're a really good way to like kind of clear through things and make sure nothing gets lost. Anything high priority, people are around, still we can talk through the commit candidates on report 6 and decide if there really should be enough. So here, what this means is we have a workflow keyword commit. And so this workflow keyword, when we're looking at certain reports, here, so these are the reports that we have. So this is next major release, everything that's in 5.6 and everything grouped by workflow. That's the report we're talking about, report 6. And there are tons of queries. You can design your own. So this is where Track really shines. Is like I can say I want to see everything that I reported, and maybe everything that I've ever reported that has been. Oh my god, I'm really bad at clicking closed, and the resolution was fixed. Right. Again, this is something that doesn't exist in certain things. You can have like your PR has been merged, but I want to know like which things that I reported have been closed as fixed. Right. I probably don't need the closed, to be honest, because fixed is its own thing. But you can see I've had 73 track tickets over the years. I was never prolific about opening or committing. I'll just go through the list. Okay, I'm gonna drive now. Okay, so going back to my report, this is an overlay, so now I need to okay, so let's start with 42201. Oh, Slack, so rude. Oh, wait. Okay, next. Ooh, okay. Unify look and feel search forms and results. I looked at this briefly yesterday. Patch from 11 days ago. Patch, I think this is only search results. I'm probably scrolling too fast for a stream, but so maybe review the patch for JB is around. Okay, I'll just leave it. I mean, even if they're not online. Since you marked for commit, did you review patch for completeness of addressing the results message? And should we commit that part and leave the ticket open to address the forms? So what I'll do is I'll give them, I can actually type this in the Slack. Give them a minute for a response, and then if nothing, add that as a comment and move on. Okay, I will open this next. So while I'm waiting a minute, okay, so Slack clearly doesn't like it when I type the hash first, so I have vocal fry, Ellie. Oh no. I'm a millennial. What can I say? An old millennial. Okay. I'll leave a comment on that ticket. Moving on, here, next one. So this is in the theme. Cool. So here, wow, that's cute. Somebody opened a PR. Who is that? Just want to make sure. I don't know. Okay, so let's remove the keyword and you can track down. All right. Okay, Jonathan says I can remove the keyword down at the bottom. Okay, so here it has screenshots. Great, good first bug. It has a patch, but I don't want us to commit it, and now I can submit changes again sometimes. It's been modified. I hate this. It says it's been modified since I started editing, so of course, I want to check why. But the reason why it's been modified is because I mentioned it. Okay. Oh, here it gives me the summary of what I'm about to change. Okay. Thanks, Tanya. Okay, so remove the. We have 4 more. Okay. One more. D6 apply allowed block types filter to registered blocks. I don't. Should this be in here? Not Gutenberg? That's funny. It brings over emoji from GitHub PR comments as the plain text. Riyadh says to commit it. Four weeks ago, Riyadh says no. So this actually sounds like a close. Changing keywords here just for tracking. Please close if I'm not in this direction. Okay, submit my changes. Sometimes, especially because, so we have these little indicators here. This is only this person's fourth ticket. However, the previous ones are super old ones, so they've clearly been around for a long time, like 9102, before Ryan McHugh was born. Just kidding, but not really. 12 years ago. So sometimes, you just want to assure people, like I'm not doing this to be punitive. You've not done anything wrong. Nothing's going wrong. It's just, just for us to keep track of things in a clean way. I just want to, clear up some keywords here. Okay, Riyadh says close. Okay, so to close a ticket, we want to clear the milestone. And then we want to resolve it as, this is not invalid. We're saying we won't fix it because what Riyadh said, all blocks are not registered on the server, so it's implemented here. It means all blocks registered on the front end are not allowed by default. So, yeah, so we're not going to do this. Okay, so we've taken this out of the milestone. Yippee, won't fix, accepted, closed. Okay, moving on. I hate this. Okay, well, it worked fine anyway. Prepare attributes for render. Should pass attribute name to rest validate value from schema. Good night. Render box into string, trailing space before quote. Ah. Okay. Interesting. Oh, so it actually already passes. Okay, so now I'm going to jump to this and over here and is it param? What does it do with the param? Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, so this makes sense to me. Commit this. Okay, so we can commit this. That makes lots of sense. That seems like just a basic miss. Miss something. So we have two things to work through commit for. Oh. What did we say about that? keyword since the second part is right, so that came up earlier. Okay, Sergey says yes. Always trust Sergey. So we're gonna remove the keyword. I don't know if I saved it. I'm so sorry. I think I have Twitch set up to do playback, but I'm gonna try to do this for each bug scrub anyway, and then next time hopefully I'll record it. Okay, removing commit keyword while part. The next step is being worked on. Okay. No command enter. Submit changes. Okay. Last one. Notice my CLI prompt. Okay, I'll talk about my now ZSH setup in a bit. Let's finish this. From Barry. I don't know. What? Okay, so there are commits here. Where did we get the commit keyword from? I think it was just there to begin with. Oh no, here. Keyword looks to be a leftover. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I don't keep track of these. This is an area where it's like, okay, Barry said we need to do something, so we should just do it. My goodness. Okay, well, while they're talking, my prompt here is CSH, and I'm using spaceship prompt, which my coworker Phil Crum told me about. One thing I'm missing here is actually this doesn't show subversion status, which I used to have. Okay, I'm just writing a message in this. I have two things to commit, and we'll be handling it now. Talking through. Cool. Thanks, everyone. I always say thank you to everybody. This is everybody's time, and everybody does a lot of hard work. Okay. So yeah, so this has this is the directory I'm in, the Git branch, the current version. This is 5.6.0. I think it reads it out of package.json probably. Node version, PHP version that I'm on locally. Maybe? Yeah, I think it's my local PHP version. I don't know what the Docker, what it is on Docker, if I'm on 737 on Docker as well, maybe. And then Docker. So this is running in the Docker container, this localhost 8889, and this is using that WPN thing. So this comes built in to WordPress development now. So you run, your good old npm install, and then actually this is in my notes. Let's see. Is it okay for you to see this? Yeah, it's fine for all of you to see this. I'll make this so you can, yeah, you're not going to get into my proxy anyway, but, so local environment setup. So this is what I do. So I do a subversion checkout of the whole thing. The reason why I do this and not just trunk is because sometimes when we're handling branch backports, you need those branch folders. I guess maybe you don't need them locally, but I prefer to have that stuff. But I set this depth immediate. So what this means is it's actually just going to check out the empty folders underneath, which is tags, branches, and trunk. And then I do an SVN update and I set the depth to infinity on the trunk folder. So it actually then checks out the entirety of the contents of the trunk folder. And so the reason why I do that is because I don't want to pull all of the tags and branches right away. It would take for freaking ever, and I don't need all of that on my computer. I just want to have the entire repo set up, the structure of it set up locally for if/when I actually need to be able to access branches or tags. And this is just a directory name. I've checked it out too. And so then, we navigate into, right, so we do cwp develop /trunk. Oh no. Right. So if we're really like going through the steps here, then we're going to trunk. And then we run npm install, npm run env start, npm run env install. This is with Docker running already on your computer. And then this should make it so that you can get to localhost 8889. Something that I would like is after you've run env start or env install to have it output that localhost 8889 into the output so that you can just click on it and go to it instead of having to read through everything. What is Annie asking about? I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that. It's okay to not have an opinion about stuff, Okay, and then, so here's the terrible thing I did, and I tweeted about this yesterday, so I'm waiting for the computer police to show up. But what I actually did here was I ran git init inside the trunk. I added GitHub as a remote. I did not name it origin for a couple reasons. The most important one being that, we kind of habitually get into doing like git push origin develop or whatever your branch name is, and so I don't want to actually push this to GitHub at any point because it's a mirror. So I named it GitHub so that hopefully muscle memory doesn't cause me to accidentally push stuff to GitHub. And then also I'm going to add my own fork as a remote because I have something else I want to work on. Maybe I'll do that on a stream one of these days. Oh, now I hear my vocal fry. Oh no. And then you want to force check out the master branch. They should line up. And one thing that I do need to do is I need to add an alias that runs both updating. I guess you would want to do an SVN up and then a git pull, just to make sure that it's completely updated, right? So, cool. Yeah, so that local setup happened, well, this is 2019, so about a year ago. And so this is getting outside of what I'm going to work on in a minute, but the thing that I want to work on here is GitHub code spaces. What I wanted to do is I want to take that, and I'm going to do this in my fork of WordPress develop, because I'm in the code spaces beta. So I want to make it so that you can spin up your WordPress in code spaces. So what code spaces is it's on at Azure, I think. But because it's a VS Code feature, is these dev containers. And then Azure has their feature called Code Spaces. And so because GitHub is in Microsoft now, I guess they're just going ahead and kind of bringing all those features in, which is pretty cool. So what you can do is spin up a code space. You can spin up a code space through the GitHub UI. and it starts a container that runs VS Code in your browser connected to that container. So you can create forks or create branches or be editing that current branch, right? Because you have that down here in the bottom, right? So you get a full featured VS Code. It respects your personal repo files for stuff like the terminal, so it runs prompt, any VS Code stuff that you like, right? I don't know, maybe I should see if I can get it to run fairy floss in code spaces. And so you can have your whole VS Code set up connected to a container running in the cloud so that you can edit code and test it out, right? So I've only seen it working with node-based projects. So it has port forwarding turned on. So what I want to do now is get this dev container running and have it working for WordPress core. So the thing that's really cool about this is that you can use that same thing locally, right? You can use that dev container and everything locally, and that's built into VS Code. VS Code also has live share, so like pair programming. And then on top of that, what I think is really the big thing here is that it removes the requirement to have a local dev machine that I can actually run all this stuff because it's all running in your browser, right? So like I could theoretically for me, and this was in, I think one of the like introductory presentations about the feature, but like for me as a parent, you know, sometimes I'm like wandering around the house, chasing my kids around who don't need me to like necessarily be doing something with them. I just need to be near them and making sure that they're not like jumping in the pool with their clothes on. And so, you know, I might have like my iPad with me, right? I'm on a Mac Mini, so my Mac Mini does not travel around the house, but I might have my iPad. And so I could use my iPad to like do a review on a pull request, right? And not just a code review, like a full on, you know, user testing, actually spin up the environment and click around and make sure that it's working as expected, kind of testing. So I think that's super cool. And again, like democratizing the contribution aspect of it. So that's something I want to play with. And like I said, I might do that on stream so you can all watch me fail at it because I have no idea what I'm doing. Cool. So let's get into these two things that I have to commit. So I'm actually going to start with the second one, this 51.231, which is just passing an attribute name. So we're going to check out this diff. Oh, look, and it corrects a typo. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, virtualized dev tools. Yeah, totally. That's totally what it is. It's low spec devices. And you know, I'm using myself as an example, but like I'm very much a spoiled, privileged person with like a million devices, right? But there are a lot of people out there whose only device is their phone. And the idea that, you know, I don't think that you maybe want to recommend doing like, you know, a full feature development for WordPress on a phone. But for somebody who is just getting into, you know, what is open source, what does contribution mean, right? This is a very powerful thing that we could enable is letting people contribute on their own terms with their own equipment. I mean, you know, assuming that, you know, content blockers don't get in the way, like maybe you could do this from your public library, you know? So anyway, this is all very cool to me. So yeah, so this patch looks great. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it. So there are two things. So if somebody was doing this in a GitHub PR, then I would check out the branch here, right? And so I would check out that branch, the PR branch. Excuse me. Oh no, it says I need to pull from this. Okay, so I need to SVN up. Okay, and then get full origin. Oh, see? Muscle memory. Why does it say, has it not, okay, sorry, I'm trying to update my thing. Why? I just do git pull. Oh, okay. I don't have to pull it from, I get it. Sometimes git still confuses me. Okay, so if this was a git pull, like a pull request in GitHub, then you could check out the pull request. So pull requests actually create like a shadow branch on your repo. So you could check it out from the fork, or you could check it out directly from like /PR/ there's like refs/pull or something. There's also a hub. There's like a GitHub CLI helper thing that kind of streamlines a lot of that stuff. So you just have to put like hub, like git PR, and then the number of the pull request. But what we also have is we have grunt patch. Gosh, I don't know what the syntax is. It's like grunt. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I think it's grunt patch : and then the number. I have this alias to TP or track patch because we didn't used to have that grunt patch thing. And so my TP command, actually, you know what? I bet this is in my dot files. Dot files. GitHub. No, my bash RC. I need to make a proper dot files repo. Okay, so here you can see. So what this used to do was it used to take a fully formed track URL. So not just the ticket number, but like this whole thing. So I just copied onto my browser. And then it would curl. Oh no, I would have to get this diff URL. So I would have to get the URL of the diff that I wanted. And then it would get the raw format, curl it, and then apply it using patch, right? And then P0, which I have already forgotten what that does. I think it doesn't prompt you to like which files to apply it to. And then we introduced this grunt patch tool. And by we, I mean Aaron Jorbin, which just takes any number of things. I think it can take a full track URL, but it also, of course, just takes a number. So grunt patch : 1. But because I've had it alias to TP for, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years, that's what I remember. So I just do that, TP 51231. And then what it does here is because there's only one patch file on this ticket, it just automatically pulls that one and applies it. If there are multiple, it'll give you that in the prompt, and you can select one to actually apply. So now this has been applied. I want to see what my diff looks like. I have SD alias to SVN diff. You can see all this stuff in here. Oh yeah, that's right. I have it doing this where it writes a temp diff file and then opens that diff file in code, so I get the highlighting. Otherwise, it just opens. It just opens it in the terminal, which is not at all what I want. And I think Sublime Text will highlight a diff that's just been piped in, but VS Code doesn't, or didn't when I first set this up. So you have to save it as a diff file and then it will highlight it. Anyway, so I can see the change here matches what I see in the patch. So that's good. I don't have any extraneous changes. I'm going to do an SVN stat, and I can see this is the only thing that's been modified. And finally, I am not going to go to the links of actually testing to make sure that that part works. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure it has not failed anything, and it's fine. So let's commit it. So we have SVN CI or SVN commit, and we're going to put REST API. So now I'm writing my commit message. So our commit messages, we have a relatively standardized format. So we have some commit messages, best practices that Boone and I started. I don't know if they've been edited in the meantime, but we have a lot of guidelines around commit messages just for best practices, because with such a long running project, you frequently need to know like the history of what happened, and it's really important that your commit messages explain not the code, right? You don't want your commit message to explain the code because the code explains itself more or less. What you want to explain is like why this change has been made. What are some gotchas you came across? What are some gotchas somebody might come across in the future, right? These are notes to yourself, right? These are notes to yourself for compiling release notes. These are notes to yourself in the future, notes to other people in the future, that sort of thing. So who's... Oh, okay, I want to let JB know I saw that. And what was that reaction? Oh. Okay. Okay, so what we want to do here is here's an example, right? So we have this component that we're talking about. So in this case, we're talking about the REST API. And we're going to say what we're doing, right? So, gosh, let me, how do I translate this into English? So, ensure, schema value validation points to the attribute name. This makes it, well, whatever. I don't, oh, did I miss? Yeah, I totally missed our stand up. Because I'm a bad person. I have my notifications off and I don't know what time is. Okay, and I don't want to open 10 up Slack just because I never know what information is going to show up. It's probably over here. This other window. Oh yeah. Whoops. Okay, so I missed my team stand up, but they know what I'm doing. I'm working on WordPress. REST API. Sure, schema validation error message includes the attribute name. That seems correct. That seems too long. Didn't I used to have this like chop off? Column 78. I think Git prefers it to be like 55 or something. Yeah, 50 characters or less, stopping at 70. Okay. So we'll restructure my sentence. Include attribute name in schema validation. Right? This doesn't seem that much shorter. A little. It's under 70 at least now. Okay, so, okay, I don't think I need to explain that further. That seems like relatively self-explanatory. So I want to give props. I'm going to copy paste his username out of there, even though I could type it again. And I want to say this fixes this ticket, pound this ticket. Yeah, and then here I'm making sure this is the only file that's been modified. Okay, because I don't want to, so a subversion commit is not a local commit. It commits and pushes it. Tongue says, don't worry about missing a meeting. It commits and pushes it at the same time in Git parlance. So you want to make sure everything is done right before you save and close. Committing my transaction. It's taking forever. I live in Costa Rica, so it may just be that that things are moving a little slow here. One thing I'm missing on my command line that I had when I was in Bash was it would give me the SVN revision number that I was on, and again, because it's sequential, it lets you know like just how far behind you are, and then whether it's dirty star. I have not figured out how to add that back. It is in, I have like the Subversion ZSH plugin installed, but I think the spaceship prompt actually is what doesn't support Subversion. So I have to take a look at that. Okay, so my commit went through. Let's click on it, make sure that it's as expected. Oh my God. Internet. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so this matches this. It looks great. Success. I'm gonna refresh this ticket and I have closed it with my commit. Yay. Okay, so now we have one more to go through. So this one, oh yay! Congrats, Sung. Safe driving. Have a good night. Okay. Huh. Okay, gosh, this is actually fixing a bunch of stuff, apparently. Oh no, okay. Okay, truthfully, what I should do is super test this myself locally. Oh, I see. So this actually already had commits. So this is where, my God, look at that. Oh great, JB works fine, but that's not splitting anymore. Okay, so show only commits and attachments. So here I can just scroll through like all the screenshots and everything, and I can see now, here we had a commit 11 months ago related that was supposed to fix this. So what did this patch do? Okay. That seems like obviously bad. Like why would we want to remove these selectors? Okay, well that explains why it was broken afterward. More fixes. I just want to trace through the history and make sure I understand what's going on. You see this? Look at this CSS. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God. Okay. Look at this selector. Throw me overboard. What is that from? I don't know. Is that like mobile view? Collapsed view? I don't know what the context is for that. It's probably in a comment since I have comments hidden. Okay. Okay, so it all got reverted. Got it. I do like this patch. It looks very nice and clean and like with selectors that I would actually expect this to affect. So that's something to like always be on the lookout for, is like, yeah, our CSS isn't great, but like when we see, I mean, look at the totality of this change set. So this is something where like you can get really lost when you're making a bunch of atomic commits, right? It's like everything looks small, so you don't see like the total of what happened. But like look at this. This is the reverting those changes, and look at all of that. That is a lot of change for, you know, what I think at least initially was a relatively small problem. So what I need to do here is I like that this says it's working fine. I like that we have lots of screenshots telling me it's working fine. that's committed so it gets a good amount of testing. I think that's fair, right? Like I don't necessarily need to test it myself. However, what I do want to do is, we'll just do it in the inspector. Let's just do this the lazy way. Okay, so let's show this track patch in action. You can give it a qualified, this URL as well, and it'll just automatically apply it. But here I just want to show, look at that. It shows you all of the patches. My goodness. Okay, and it initially selects the newest one. So I want to select that one. So this is an admin menu.css. I guess I can go here. The advantage of using Git. Okay, so here it's showing me what the change is. That's as expected. And so, whatever. So I've applied this. Is this gonna let's see here. Okay. Yeah, so it has not applied. Do I need to set, oh no, here. Okay, it's applied now. So I'm gonna test this lazy way. Okay, it seems fine. What? Let's do the rude thing. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'll just let other people's testing tell me. Yeah, that seems right to me. When I look at the CS, like when you look at the highlighting here, right, and you can see that the structure now is correct. Like that padding is what actually makes sense. You don't want just 8 top, bottom, and 0 on the right and left, right? We do need the 36 to account for the icons, and we need having the 8 over here actually is really nice because then it gives you a little more space. So the other thing I want to do is see what happens when I make this narrow. It just collapses. Was that always a problem? I think this must always have been a problem. This can't be new. Oh no. I don't like that. So we have an issue here, which is that it really, let me see. So when we go here and we take off, yeah. I mean, it was bad before too. Because like if we set this back to what it used to be, yeah, that was also bad. So both things are bad. This seems worse though. So I don't know what to do about that. I don't know if it's like, what happens? Oh God. What happens if I put like overflow? Yeah. I don't know what the correct thing to do there is. We don't have to fix this before committing it, just to be clear. But it's something that I want to note. Okay, the color does go all the way to the edge though, right? Yeah. That's something I'm really picky about. I don't want there to be like a gap in color. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. So, has anybody brought that up on the tickets? Okay, so what I should do here is I should take some screenshots and then use this. Okay, so let's just take some screenshots. Take this. Take this as a screenshot showing the overlap. Oh boy, did that actually work? Minimize this. Yeah, okay, it's highlighted. Okay, and then I want to take off those changes I just made. So take off the overflow. This is what currently happens, right? Okay, that's another problem, yeah, is that it's really messing with this. Maybe I don't want to commit it. Maybe I want to actually think through this. Oh boy. Oh. There's that. And then here's with the 8 pix 0. Okay, I see. So I need this 8, 8, 8, 36. Okay, so this is actually how it looks with that patch. Which is bad. Okay, so even though this is much better on desktop, I actually okay, so I need to attach these, and actually, because each attachment is like one thing, I'm gonna put all of these images together somehow. Or do I do that? You want to see what I'm actually good at? The only thing I'm good at is Photoshop. Let's open it. I'm sure I could probably do this in preview too, but the only thing I'm actually good at in life is Photoshop. Okay. No, I need to open these in Photoshop. You can see what other things I've been doing, whatever. Okay, so I want to keep, this is my tallest one. So maybe let's just keep this one and work with it. So I'm going to pin it to this side, and I'm going to make it like super wide just so that I can work with it. Oops. I should probably have, okay. Anyway, so let's see. This one is not an actual state, so I'm going to leave it out. So current state is this one. And then patch without the break word. And then this is with the patch. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, wait. I guess I'll just chop it from the side. So we have these. Do I need that? Oh. Right. I did not take a screenshot of that. Let's take a screenshot of it. then this is what I'm doing instead of reverting the changes out. Okay. Okay, let's open these two new ones. Photoshop. Okay, so current state, hover, sure, whatever, I don't care. You know what, let's remove this one because it's not actually reflective of anything. And this one, that's not hover. Okay, so what I want to do here, oops. I need a new layer. How do I make a new layer? Here. This is the layer I'll fill. Okay, I don't want it to be too wide, so what I'll do is I'll make this a little taller. Okay. So this one, and we have this one. Sure. We'll just add some text. Oh my god. Look at that. Make it a normal font. Current narrow view. I'm being really anal. I don't know who's even watching at this point. How do I align it? Align it. Okay. And hover. With patch. Okay, so just line these up a little better. Okay, so now I'm gonna crop it. Actually, what I can do is I can move this over some more. And crop it in. Okay. And then I think I just want to make a line. Again, I am really picky about everything. How do I make a line? Is there like a pencil? There we go. Let me get on like a top layer. We want this to be a little wider. 3. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to save this because I am a nut. I'm going to save it as a ping. No transparency. What was this ticket number? 48201. Patch 12. Scratches. Okay. Yes, you learning the core tech team ropes. Sorry if this was a while ago. I wasn't looking over. Yes, definitely set up your test environment, and checking out patches. I can put all that stuff into Slack, and there's like new contributor meetings every Wednesday as well. So maybe we could talk a little bit about that at the next one. Okay, so this is all because I want to commit it, and because I'm extremely picky about everything. Okay, so I want to attach another file. Browse to my desktop. This is 42201. Agree and upload. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the ticket. I've uploaded a screenshot of the effects in the narrow mobile. The narrow, my browser's laggy. Narrow viewport / mobile. When you view, it's not right now, but it seems even worse after. I'd like to address that before committing a patch here. I'd like to address that. No, I'd like for that to, because I don't want to imply I'm going to work on it, even though I probably will. I'd like for that to be addressed before committing a patch here. Okay, I'm going to remove the commit keyword. To be addressed before committing a patch. Okay. This probably needs somebody in design to look at it. Actually, okay, let me find that other image. I think it's from John. Firefox is unhappy now. Wasn't there a screenshot? Another screenshot? Oh, here. 11 months ago. So there's regression. Here. Oh, yeah, here. There's a comment. That's right. This was hidden. It broke the use of after. I see. Oh, so it's for custom styling. Okay, well, that doesn't apply in this patch anymore, so I'm not going to worry about that. However, this is still an issue. Okay, so I think I've done enough for the day. It's been like 2 hours, and I need to go eat before I have more meetings. But yeah, thanks for sitting through Bug Scrub with me. Ebony, I'll ping you, and we can get you set up with that. I don't think it's too bad. I am historically extremely bad at DevOps stuff, like local Docker and VVV back in the day and MAMP and all that stuff. Like, what I'm known for being able to break everything within minutes of usage. One thing that has completely shocked me, and I am honestly just like waiting for failure to happen, is this whole Git SVN thing has not like actually imploded at any point. I'm having, it's like, I don't truly know what the commands are that I should do, but like I can revert all the SVN stuff. It reverts and does a thing, and I can See, I don't understand this. It's like your local changes would be overwritten by merge, and it's like, I don't know. It's the same changes anyway. So we can talk about this. But historically, I've been very bad at this stuff. So if I can do it and not screw it up, then hopefully we can talk through it and get anybody else who needs it up and running as well. And again, I want to mess with this code spaces stuff because, like I said, I think that would make it so much easier for people to contribute without having a certain setup, and also for people to just spin up an instance running a PR just so that they can do some testing without having to apply it locally and stress about their local environment and test data as well. All right, thanks to everybody for joining me. Until the next bug scrub or the next time I actually work on that dev container stuff. Bye.